Hello and welcome to Prego Coding Classes. And in the previous video, we have designed this layout of a basic calculator. And if you have not seen that video, please click the I button above that is showing. And if you have seen it, welcome. And in today's video, we'll code everything that is here so that the calculator works. But as I say in every video, if you are new to Android Studio, please check out my other videos from the beginning so that you understand what I'll be doing. So let's get started. So first we'll be casting this buttons into a variable. So right here, button 0, as it is showing a red mark, click Alt Enter and the package gets imported. So button 0, button 1, and just copy paste it. So we need 9 buttons. Then what we have, add, button subtract, equals, button cancel, button and error. That will be the cancel on error. So these are the buttons. And did I miss anything? Let's check out. So I implemented from 0 to 9, then add, subtract, cancel, cancel on error, and equals. So that are the buttons. Now let's give text view variables. So text view, text summary, text input, text result. So these are the text buttons. Now we'll also implement two integer global variables. So the first one will be first num, second num, and so we have implemented all the button variables, the text view variables, and the integer variables. Now it's time to cast them. Now in today's video, we'll make different method to cast the buttons. So cast components, first bracket. So this is a method where all the casting would be done. And we will call this method on the onCreate method. So cast components. That's it. Now let's cast them. So button 0, we're casting it as a button. Find view by ID, r.id. Now we'll leave a line, and you'll see why I'm leaving a line underneath that. Button 1, button, find view by ID, r.id. Button 1, leave a line. Button 2, button, find view by ID, r.id. Button 2, and let's just copy paste them so it becomes an easy task. Right, I forgot the semicolon. So copy paste the button 2, leave a line. Right, so we have the numbers and we have the add button, the subtract button, equals, cancel, cancel, error. So I have not missed any of this. And now we need to cast the text views. So text view, find view by ID, r.id. Text input. text summary, find view by id r dot id dot id dot text result. That's it with the casting. Now what we need to do is we need to do a simple thing. We can set on click listeners for all these buttons. Let me just show it in the layout. We can set on click listeners for every button individually, but we'll not do this. We'll use a switch case for every button so that it becomes simplified. Now how to do that? What we need to do is implement a view dot on click listener. So when we do that, it shows an error because it is asking for implementing a method that is here. So press Alt Enter and it shows that implement methods. When you click it, it is asking you to implement the on click method. So click OK and the method, overridden method, is created automatically. So in here, now you'll see why I have left a space in between. So button 0 dot set on click listener, and as we have implemented it with the class, we just need to define the activity. So we'll define that the set on click listener and the activity is this activity, the calculator main activity. So we'll do the same for button 1 and everything. So let's copy it. Okay, now I have completed the set on click listeners for every button. Now on the on click event or method that is here, you need to define a switch case. So switch. Now we'll see that the view variable as defined as v. So v dot get id and then a bracket. So when you do it, the case would be inside it. So case. Now we to define the ID of the buttons. So that is r.id. button 0 a colon then break. So our code would be inside it. Now code would be inside this case and we need to define a case for every button now. So let's just copy paste and I'll skip the video when I'm done doing the case for every button. Okay, so I have finished doing a case for every button. Now let's just see what I'm doing here. The switch is getting the ID of the buttons that is clicked and the case is just verifying which button has been clicked. Is it button 0, button 1, button 2 and so on. So the button 0, the coding is a bit tricky because you just print 0 over the text field. In a normal calculator, when it is 0, you cannot type 0 all the way and then add with a 0. That cannot happen because that is not how the normal calculator works. So what we need to do is we need to implement a condition statement so that it checks if the length is 1 and it is equal to 0, that this 0 is here, so the input cannot be 0 again. If it is greater than 1, so the length, so the input can be taken here as 0 the multiple times. So if you press 0 over here, when it is 0, nothing gets printed, but when it is printed as 1, if you press 1 and then a couple of zeros, then a couple of zeros will be shown here. So I'll just tell you what I'm trying to do. So we'll do if statement, if statement text input get text dot length, checking for the length if it's equal to 1 and the text is input is not equals 0. So what you can do is you can show the 0 on the text input field. So we would show text input dot get text dot toString, and then we will show the 0. Now why did I give text input dot get text dot toString? Because we don't want the 0, to be replacing every numbers. If you print 1, if you press this 1, the 1 gets printed. Then when you press 0, the 0 gets printed after the 1 and not replacing the 1. So after this we need another condition, that if it is greater than 1, so you can also print the text input set text input dot get text dot string plus 0. So in these two conditions, the user can print 0 on that text field. So when you press 1, we need to show another condition, because when it is 0, the 1 would be replacing the 0, or the 2 would be replacing the 0. Some other numbers would be printed out. So how to achieve that? But first let's make it less than 1. That would be better. So if text input dot get text dot length is greater than or equal to 1, and now we will not give the not sign, because we need the text input get text to be equals to 0, so that it replaces input dot get text dot equals 0. What you do is you just replace the 0 with the 1. Dot set text, and we need another condition, else you just print the 1 after the number that is given there. So set text equal to text input dot get text dot toString plus 1. So this code will print the 1 after any number that is present there. So first one is checking if the length is 1 and it is equal to 0, then it will replace the 0 with the 1. Else, if the condition is something else, so the set text would be to get the number from the text and print the 1 after the text. So we do the same with 2 to 9. Let's copy and paste. So I've completed copy pasting every condition statement under each button. Now we need to do the addition button part. So first of all, I have initialized two variables as a global variable. The first one is first number, the second one is second number. So in the add button, we need to give a condition that if first number is not equal to 0, then we will add the first number with the second number. So second number is equal to integer dot parse int text input dot get text dot toString. Second number, and we'll initialize a local variable int result equal to first number plus second number. Now we will set the text input dot set text to 0, because when you hit the add button, the text input field here again resets itself to 0 to take inputs from the user again. Now we will do the text summary dot set text. Now the set text would be text summary dot get text dot toString plus string dot value of. We're doing this because the second number is an integer plus sign. Now why did you do this? Because as the first number is not equal to 0, that means the text summary, that is this field on the top, has a number in it already. So we're getting the text from the text summary and we're adding the second number to it and then a plus sign. Now we'll show the text result. So text result dot set text string dot value of result, and then we'll set the first number to result itself. Now what we need to do is we need to initialize two more global variables. This time we initialize two boolean variables. So boolean add subtract, let's make it false, false. Now we'll use that in the equal to button. So the addition would be true in this case, subtraction would be false, and this is when the first number is not equal to 0. If the first number is equal to 0, we'll give a else condition. So the first number would be first num equal to integer dot parse int, then we need the text input dot get text dot toString. The first number is equal to 0, it is taking the text from the input text, and then we'll set the text summary to this. We have set the text summary to text input dot get text dot toString plus the plus sign. So when the first number is equal to 0, it takes the text input number and then puts a plus sign beside it. Now we'll set the text result dot set text, sorry, input dot set text 0 because it is resetting again. We will put the add to true, subtract to false. Now we will do the same for the subtraction. So we'll copy it and paste it here. So this change minus, this minus again. Let's put a space in between the plus and after the plus, before the minus and after the minus. This would be false and the subtraction would be true. Now let's change this one also. Minus, this false, this to true. Now that's it, I guess. Yes. We have completed the plus and minus signs. Now for the cancel button. So everything resets in the cancel button. So add equal to false, subtract equal to false, input dot set text 0, summary dot set text nothing, text result dot set text to nothing. Then we'll set the first number 0, second number to 0. Now we have reset everything in the initial position. Now what if the user makes an error and here's the cancel on error? So we'll just reset the text input. So text input dot set text to 0. That's it. Now in the button equals, we need to assign a condition that first number is not equal to 0 and subtraction equal to true. So we won't write true, we just write subtract. So if this condition matches, that the first number is not 0 and subtraction equal to true, so int result equal to, first let us get the second number. Second number equals text input get text string, but we need to convert this into integer dot parse int result equal to first number, as we are subtracting it, so minus second number. Now we need to show this in the result field dot set text. It would be string dot value of result. Now the input field 0 and the summary field would be null, and that's it. So first number be equal to 0. That's it. Now the same for the addition part, else let's paste it first. So else if first number is not equal to 0 and add equals to true, let's add this one and everything remains the same. So that's it for the equal button. Now everything is completed, and now we'll run our program and see if there are any errors. So this is just a basic calculator app. There will be a lot of bugs, as I said in my previous video. So you can customize it as you want. And this is just to give you an idea of a calculator app. So let's just run it now. Now the app has successfully been deployed in my phone. Now let's test it. So let's give it a number 12 plus. Now when you hit the plus, the 12 and space plus space comes into the text summary, and the text input resets itself to 0. Now when you hit 0, nothing happens because you have given a condition that there has to be a number here and the length has to be more than 1 to get the 0 consecutively. Now let's try it. So 1, when you put 1, as it was 0, so the 0 gets replaced with 1. Now when you hit 0 multiple times, now it takes it. Let's hit the cancel on error. So this has been modified to reset this part only, not the top part. So when you hit it, it gets reset. So when you add 100 and hit equals, it shows 112, resetting the text summary and text input. Now when you hit cancel, everything gets reset. Now let's try one more thing. 36 plus 36 plus 36 plus 12 plus, now see, as this is showing the summary, this is showing the result, and this is taking the inputs. 60 equals 180. So that's it. Now what you can modify here is when you hit equals, this 180 could be shown in this input part and this could be resetted. So you can modify like this, and there can be, as I said, a lot of bugs, and I have not shown the point part like 1.2 and 1.3. So you can do that also. So this can be a bit easy and tricky, and you can get this whole source code underneath the description. You can see that and reference to that. So that's it with the tutorial. If you have learned anything from this tutorial, please do like and share this video, and also do subscribe because I post videos every day almost, and I am continuing my beginner series video so you can learn a lot being a beginner. So that's it. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in the next video tomorrow.